It's Richard and back here once more. Yet another tiny little stealth vape here for my collection. In fact, I've had it for a while already. I think I've used it on one of my videos. Anyway, this comes packaged with a rebuildable tank right on top here. It does 50 watts and also includes temperature control for nickel, titanium and stainless steel. Let's go ahead and check out the Air 50 kit by Smokjoy. Got a powerful little guy here. This small tiny little stealth vape vapes really well on power mode. On temperature control, it's got quite a few issues to it, which we'll cover shortly. Alright, but just before we go on as well, I just also want to highlight that the fact that this is a Air 50 kit. That's what it's advertised at. It's a kit and it's not advertised as a starter kit. It's also stated on the box as well. It's a kit. Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because just in case you're a new vapor, you don't do your own builds and you just always use stock coils, the tank that comes, with the mod together as a package, is a single coil built in there where you have to build your own coils. Just thought you want to know that. So anyway, the capacity of this tank is also 1.8 ml only. Small capacity, and it drains off really fast. In about 20 vapes or so, your tank is just about close to empty. So, but the thing is, it's very easy to refill it. Just open up the top cap, fill it up, pop it back, and you're good to go again. It measures 20 millimeters in diameter by 40 millimeters in height. It comes with a Pyrex glass tank and also got a spare one there in the box. Just in case you crack this, you can have a spare one. Okay, but try not to crack it. I don't know if they sell the spare tank just yet. The mod actually fires up to 50 watts, whether it be power or temperature control, and does temperature control with nickel, stainless steel and titanium. It's off because you get ohm jumps on it. You can't lock your resistance. There's no resistance lock in there, so your ohms keep jumping. You can have a 0.5 ohm resistance and then it jumps to 0.6, 0.7 and things like that. It goes back to 0.5, so it's all over the place. So like I said, on temperature mode, maybe not such a good idea. But the good thing is, because a lot of people don't vape on nickel and titanium anymore, most of us just, in fact, I vape on stainless steel a lot. I find that the flavor is better. No problem, just vape it on wattage mode. It still does the job right. Right now I have stainless steel coil in there, which I've done on my own, and I'm vaping it on power mode, 27 watts, 0.57 ohm coil. Safety features included tank short, things like that. It'll tell you overheat protection, especially for Malaysia, hot weather. Leave it in a car, you forget, and then it gets too hot and it's not going to fire until it cools down. Low battery, it'll warn you if you drain it down to 2.7. It'll tell you to recharge. Okay, built in 1200 milliamp hour batteries in there, so I'd recommend you to build it around between 1 to 1.5 ohms your resistance, so that you can easily have a good 6 to 8 hours of use on this 1200 milliamp hour battery. Fires down to 0.15 ohms on TC mode and 0.2 ohms on power mode. What else? Those are some of the specs. Let's go for close-ups right now. Check this out, come back, we'll vape some more, and I'm going to leave you with my thoughts. Catch you later. The Air 50 kit, temperature control, 50 watt, which is printed over here. Smokjoy logo right on top. You have the device seated in there and also the tank as well. And on the sides it says temperature control. That goes from 7 to 50 watts. Built-in battery, 1200 milliamp hours. Long battery life. Pretty impressive packaging here. Smokjoy logo at the side together with your tagline. Happy vaping, enjoy live. And this is the Air series. I suppose this is a standardized box here for Air Tank, Air RTA and also Air RDA as well. Scratch and check authenticity from Smokjoy, some details here, and also their certification logos. And all you have to do is just break open the plastic shrink wrap, which I've already done so. Shake it a little bit and you have the cover coming off, and things that you can find in there with the device right here, tank, and you have your spare Pyrex glass here. In case you crack yours, you can actually change out to this. And you have a little vape band here, Smokjoy, and your micro USB charger. Also the bag of spares here, an Allen key, a pre-built coil, some O-rings, and also you've got these grub screws in case you need replacements. Alright, so the Air 50. Alright, just to do a quick comparison with some of the other mods that we have, the Mini Volt, which is kind of similar in size, except the Mini Volt is a little bit beefier because of, you know, the shape of it. And here it starts off 20 millimeters and it slowly narrows down. So that's the difference there, and also together with, I think this is called the Elfin, if I'm not mistaken, yeah? And that's how it is. And this actually reminds me a lot with the Cool 5.4, the shape of it, which is kind of similar, curved here, and curved at the bottom, and on the top it starts off circular, and then it tapers down, very similar in shape, except this has got the display here. You would expect the display to be here, but it's actually on the side here. So that's the size difference between the Cool 5.4 and the Air 50. Tiny little guy, and we're going to take a look at some of the things here. Flip tip is kind of loose in a way because the O-ring is a little bit thin, so if you have juice on it, it might just, you know, pop out very easily. Not that it's going to get stuck to your lips or anything like that, but if you want to have it a little bit tighter, what I did for mine with the other tank that I have here is that, you see, it's a little bit tighter, a lot tighter. In fact, I've put a dental floss all around the groove and then put the O-ring on top of the dental floss, and that way you have, you know, a little bit more thickness. Push it in and it holds much better. So besides that, just reminded me to show you different colors of the device. This is, I think, teal, if that's what you call it, and you've got the black version. They've only sent me this too. There's also the silver that's available on retail, so 2 different colors right here right now, altogether 3 in total. And you've got the plus and minus button here. Like I said, the display is on this side, and you've got the firing button. Let's get back to the tank before, you know, I start going all over the place. So the tank, I'm going to take it out and show you the tank first. Grip tip, and to refill, all you got to do is just twist off the top here, and you fill it up this way. Tilt it a little bit, fill it up, and it takes 1.8 ml of e-liquid. O-ring there to seal up against the Pyrex glass to make sure it doesn't leak here, and push. You got to be very careful with this. Don't pinch it too hard, otherwise, you know, it might just crack the glass. Okay, so that's the glass here, which you've seen. I'm going to put all this aside, and that's the chimney right on top there. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer, in fact. And that's the chimney for you, and it says Air here, engraved. You've got your juice flow over on this side. Airflow goes in from here. These are 2 millimeter diameter holes. Airflow, it locks, but it's a little bit loose. So you open up the chimney cap, and that is the chimney cap right here on my right hand, and you have your deck here. This is a single coil build. That's your airflow coming from the bottom here up through the center from underneath your coil. These 2 wick holes here, that's for juice to get in, soak it up, and go on to your coil. And you have your 2 posts here, negative, positive, grub screws. I think the hole is slightly less than 3 millimeters in diameter, 2 plus, somewhere around there. A 510 pin in brass. Some print here that says Smokjoy, certification markings. Basically just that. You want to assemble it back once you've got your coil done, and tuck in your wick. Just want to screw this back. One thing I got to just warn you that when you have your coils here, the legs, please make sure you use a nail clipper if possible. Get it as close as possible when you're snipping it off, because if it touches the chimney cap, it's going to cause a short, which has happened to me. So make sure you just snip it off right to the end there, flush with the post. Alright, so that's the glass. Just pop it in. It's always good to add some juice on it so that, you know, it's easier to pop it in, push it down, and it's got to be, you know, even all around. So once that's done, fill up your juice, close it back, and you're good to go. This is the mod that you have all around. So like I said, you've got your buttons here, nice and clicky. And on this side, it's printed Air 50. On the top, you have your 510 pin, which is not spring loaded. This is actually not spring loaded at all. So that's the 510 pin here. So hopefully over use, over time, it doesn't get, lower and stick down. Then you've got to get a little sharp, object like that and try and pull it out again. That's what we used to do 4 or 5 years back when we first started vaping, so that it make contact with your atomizer. And you have these chrome plating here, which is really not exactly my cup of tea. I'd rather have it brushed finish because it's a bit of a fingerprint magnet as well, or have it in black completely. If your chip sitting in there and your charge port is at the bottom here, I'd rather have it somewhere around here. It's much easier to charge, leave it standing like that, because once I lie it down with the tank, I'm just paranoid that it'll leak. But then again, that's the way they did it. You've got your battery vent holes there. That's where it houses your 1200 milliamp hour built-in battery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's turned on now. I've turned it off again. Smokjoy, yes, it's just turned on. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so right on top there you can see the resistance 0.58, and that's the voltage. On the extreme left you've got your battery indicator, 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and it says stainless steel. So I've got a stainless steel built in there, standard coil, and when I click the fire button it'll ask you whether it's a new coil or the same coil. So I'll click the plus button, set resistance 0.576 ohms. Alright, so set the resistance. I suppose that's the resistance lock, if it is. See, press it again and it goes to 0.64 now, 0.65, 0.66. So it's not really showing what it's supposed to show. It doesn't get locked down, the resistance. That's the inconsistency of this. If I fire it, see, it goes to 637. Now it's showing 0.7. 212 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to raise it up higher. So if I had it at, let's say, 400 degrees, it's not going to give me a very, consistent vape. 0.71. So that's the inconsistency there, and you can't lock down the resistance. And you can also change the temperature to Celsius if you want. Click it twice, 1, 2, and it goes to Celsius. So it starts from 100 going up all the way to 300 and 15. If you have it in Fahrenheit, 1, 2, goes back to Fahrenheit again, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, it goes up all the way to 600, from 200 to 600. Okay, just to let you see. There you go. Besides that, you click it 3 times and you go into the menu setting, 1, 2, 3. You've got power mode, bypass, which you use it as a mechanical mod. And you've got temperature control, stainless steel 316, titanium, nickel, and back to power mode again. Just about that. Very simple to use. We'll get back topside, we'll vape on it, we'll talk some more. So, vapes really well. While it's all nice, stealthy little vape here, no complaints as long as, like I said, you're vaping it on power mode. Except for temperature control, it doesn't really do the work. I've been using Kenthol and stainless steel, but I've only been vaping it on power mode, and it's been working fine with me. So let me give you the cons on the temperature control. Temperature control ohm jumps. So if I've set it to like 400 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm gonna have very inconsistent vapes throughout, and that's not good. So I would say forget about the temperature control. No, it doesn't come with the resistance lock feature as well. I just remember that. So there's no way I can actually lock down the resistance. So in short, just forget about TC. Use it on power mode and you're fine. Good thing, stainless steel, if you use it on power mode, it's still good. Apart from that, that's the most major con that I have. The rest is very nitty. The charge port, for example, is at the bottom. I always like it, you know, on the top here, so that when you charge it, I can have the device standing up. I don't have to lie it down, otherwise it'll leak out. Again, no, not spring loaded, 510 pin in there. I remember 4 or 5 years ago when I first started vaping, we didn't have spring loaded 510s. So over time, after using the device for a while, maybe after a year or even 6 months, you find that your 510 starts getting pushed down, lower down, and it doesn't make contact with your atomizer. What we do is get a sharp object and slowly try and pull it out and get it out, tweak it out, so that it'll make contact again. So I foresee this might happen because it's not a 510 spring loaded pin in there. Chrome finishing on the body at the side here, that is definitely a big no-no for me. Not my cup of tea. I think chrome plating looks very cheap. I'd rather they have this brushed finish to it and it looks good, or just have it in black, all black. It'll look really, really good. To me, chrome plating don't work, but somehow China loves it. Drip tip a little bit loose, but not a major issue. All you got to do is have some dental floss, line it, put the O-ring back, and voila, you have a nice tight drip tip on it now. No problem at all. So like I said, not a lot of major cons to it, except for the temperature control. That is a big issue with the ohm jumps and all that. Let me give you some pros. I really like this device for the way it vapes on power mode. The tank, although it's a 1.8 ml capacity tank, no problem. Mind you, it drains out really fast after 20-30 vapes maybe. I don't know whether it can even go 30. I didn't keep count, but very fast, you know, your juice drops. So to refill it, still no problem at all. Just unscrew the top cap, fill it in, which is very, very easy. So that's something I like about it. Even though it's small capacity, not a problem. Good airflow, not too airy, a little bit of a restricted lung hit. I like it. Although some of you prefer it to be much airier, but this is good for me. Let me take a vape and just show you again. Very nice. The flavor is good, especially on stainless steel. Gives you very good flavor even though you're on power mode. All right, easy to carry around, you know, no problem. Have it in your pocket, feels good in the hands, especially, you know, the display. Actually the display, I thought it was going to be here on just like all the other mods, but it's on the side here. I suppose it's a trend nowadays to have it on the side. Still not an issue. Just turn it to the side and you can see it. The display is very, very bright and very readable, no problem at all. Buttons, nice and clicky. And firing button right on top there with a curved edge here, nice, easy to hold. So these are all the pros that I have. If you vape on high wattages like 30 to 50 watts, you're going to drain this out pretty fast. I mean, it's a small device, can't expect much from it. So build about 1.5, you should be okay for 6 to 8 hours. So basically those are the what I call pros that I have. Good vapor production you have seen, and the flavor is also nice. This in the US, I think the kit retails for about 48 US dollars, which is about 200 ringgit. Pretty affordable still, you know, for a 50 watt kit here. And would I buy it? Well, the only thing that's going to hold me back from buying this is because the TC or temperature control mode is not working too well with the ohm jumps and all that, and no resistance lock. So if you don't care about temperature control and just go on power, maybe, all right, for 200 ringgit. But then again, I don't know where you if you buy a tank separately and a device, you can still get it 200 plus ringgit or so here in Malaysia. Well, basically just that for the Air 50 for me. And Smokjoy, thank you for sending this. I hope you get all those issues fixed with the temperature control. This is really a nice device with a tank, a kit to, you know, vape on. I've enjoyed it, to be honest with you. Let's take another vape, we'll call it a wrap. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time, guys, and thank you for your support. Until the next one, take care, God bless, and have a nice day. Bye for now.